Yo, what's good, boys? We're gonna be going over a trade recap today. In today's trade recap, we lost about 3,500. It was the low of day, perfect trade. Ended up moving my stop loss up and losing on this trade, so it should have been a dub. If you guys were not in the live Discord, make sure you guys check that out in the description. Free link for the free Discord. We were live. A lot of people actually passed their combines and banked off this trade. I just took an L on it. We're gonna go over exactly what happened. This was actually the low of the day, missed out by a few points, but let's go ahead and get into the trade, boys. All right, boys. So coming in, we're at 9:30. Let's go ahead and go through our pre-market. So we have a London low resting here. We have a recent pre-market high resting, and we also have a London high above. In the high time frame, as you guys can see, we had our massive sell-off from the previous Trump tariff news, but it came out that that news was actually fake. So coming into the day, we were resting inside of this bullish 4 hour. Our London low was inside of this bullish 4 hour, as you guys can see. Obviously, we look pretty bearish, but as we can see, these bearish candles were obviously fake news. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking for calls because I'm honestly expecting the market to rebalance after Trump, coming out and saying that the news wasn't necessarily real off of the tariffs and China backed out of it. So what do we want to see? So for me, the one thing I wanted to see coming into market open was either a pullback up to this London high, because those were also, that high was sitting inside of a 1 hour, as you guys can see. So this was a high time frame PD array swing high that would be considered an 8 plus, but that was like our A trade. Our AA plus trade was going to be this London low sweep, and we wanted to see a sweep in the inverse and also look for a SMT. So let's go ahead and get into how market open. So as you guys can see, coming into market open, we're pretty bearish. We're chopping at first, but eventually we get a solid push down. Okay, so off this solid push down, we get our sweep, we create a gap. As you guys can see, a bearish 1 minute. Price then goes on to inverse this gap. This was our entry right off this inversal. Stops at this recent low. And for you guys that, let's go to ES real quick so I can show you guys what we looked like on ES at this exact same time. So as you guys can see with ES, we had put in a SMT and an inverse. So as you guys see, this is ES's London low. So this is a SMT. If you don't know what SMTs are, make sure you do your homework. So we put in an IVG SMT with London low with ES. So that's a pretty good confirmation that we are going to rebalance up to our draw. So I entered that trade, stops at swing low like I've always taught in all my model videos. And we're going to go ahead and target 124 points up to this draw. You could have also held up to the draw up here, but for me, I was targeting this recent pre-market high because it was 124 points. That's a lot of points. As you guys can see, boom. We get a massive bear candle to the downside and then a massive bullish. See, what happened was on this bearish opening, we actually gapped up. So off of that, I moved my stops 25 points up at that recent low we had put in right here because I didn't expect price to rebalance down. Got stopped, and price ran very quickly straight to our draw. As you boys can see, 124 points out. Simple mistake. Models still work. Models still A plus. Just gotta keep stop losses down at recent low, and we learned from our mistake here today. I've been trading this model a long time, so every single day I learned something new. Obviously, this was already implemented. I'm just not moving my stops no more. And a lot of the students who, not even students, just guys who trade with me in the Discord live, who know the model or learn the model from me, they kept their stops at recent low. Two people passed their fund is. My boy banked up on his combines and also his XFAs. So it was a beautiful trade. People in the live banked in the Discord. So, very happy for that. For me, it was a loss, but as you guys can see, for me, I have a pretty big buffer on these accounts. As you guys can see, a very big buffer. So for me, this loss is little, manageable, and I'm not going to force anything after this loss. A lot of guys will see an A plus like this, try to force up in the way, enter here, get stopped out again. We can't do that. If you don't get your preferred entry on the model, do not trade, boys. It's as simple as that. This is a quick recap, quick loss. I'm doing every single trade recap I take on these accounts from now on, so this is transparency. This should have been an A plus that smack for 100 points, but it wasn't. definitely think this week will pick up with PA boys. So let's finish this week off strong. And appreciate y'all boys for watching this. Goddamn, can't talk. Drop a like, but we out of here.